Hi, my name's Alex. I play Disciplined Priest in the Guild Exto on Taran Mill, and I'm going to take you through my point of view to Zul Mythic in the Uldir raid. Now, just to give myself some credibility, we did get the world's 90th or so kill, 87th on Zul, as you can see here. And I was in for that as well, if we can check. There we go, there's me. So, in addition to that, here's the parse from the review I'm going to talk about, the pool that I'm going to talk about. As you can see, my healing output is pretty solid, as is my damage output as well. So, first off, I'm going to talk about the talents that I run with. Now, these are pretty self-explanatory. The only tiers that are really interesting is this 90 tier, where you have the choice of Halo versus Purge the Wicked. I would recommend Purge the Wicked on this fight because Halo will break any CC that you put on the Blood Hexers, which can be a pain in the ass. And also Purge the Wicked gets a really big benefit from penance spreading on this boss, because there's always a target for your Purge to spread to. I won't mention anything else on this because I think the rest is pretty straightforward, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, so let's jump into the boss fight. Now I should say before we start looking at how to play it, the way I plan my cooldowns, this worked really nicely for me. I would recommend doing it the same way yourselves, but perhaps you have a problem with the way things have been planned, or it doesn't work out for you. So it's not a perfect way to do things. As I say, it just worked out really good for me. So pre-pool, you want to look at getting some atonements on the tanks, drink up the full mana, pre-pot damage. Pretty standard. No reason not to atonement pre-pool and drink up, because they are free essentially. Now, the first couple of globals, the first four actually are really important with my approach. You want to Purge the Wicked, the boss, you want to Penance to spread it, then you want to Shadow Fiend, and then you want to Rapture. And the reason for Shadow Fiending here is because this is a 3-minute 30 fight. If you Shadow Fiend here, you will get another one towards the end of the fight, and the damage is actually at its highest at the end of the fight. Let me pull an image onto the screen. So, give me just a sec. So this image shows the damage. As you can see, there's spike for Revelation 1, spike for Revelation 2, and then we kind of have this ramp up towards the end, spikes for the Death Wishes as well. So I'm going to be doing my Shadow Fiend somewhere around here, which is a pretty nice point for the ending. But to do that, I need to do it at the start as well. Now you benefit from that because the boss damage is important. You need to push that 40%, and you get 2 Shadow Fiends, so you're making the most out of your cooldown. So here we go on the pool. Pre-pot, Purge the Wicked, Penance Spread, Shadow Fiend, and then Rapture. Now what you want to be doing is you want to be Rapture shielding the targets with Shadow Barrage and the tanks. You won't get enough Shadow Barrage targets to exclusively Rapture them, so hitting the tanks with it is great as well because the shields won't go to waste. A trick you can also use, here you can see the boss targeting our mage and casting a Shadow Barrage, so I know he's going to get the shield on him. I know he's going to get the Shadow Barrage on him, I should say. So what I do is I pre-shield him so he doesn't even take damage from it, at least at the start, until the shield comes off. Now the Rapture's ended, what you want to do at the end is Evangelism. That gives you nice, really big atonements, or really long atonements I should say, on all these targets with Shadow Barrage and the tanks. And from that point you just want to pump damage into the boss. Use your Schism here, and just keep nuking for the remainder of these atonement durations. And you can see the throughput here is huge, and it's really efficient because I'm not really using much mana for this. Okay, so we have the first Dark Revelation. Now you saw I used the Evangelism already, that's because we have a Trank assigned to this Revelation, and if you use that Evangelism early, it will be back in time for the next Dark Revelation. So what I want to do here, because there's no mana constraints in this fight, as it is really fast, you want to get your double Radiance out for this anyway and help out with the heals. So here it's coming out, can be delayed a few seconds, there we go. Get some shields out, double Radiance, and I kind of messed this up here because what I want to do is, there's my double Radiance out. Now this Schism is too early. You can see this debuff has 1 second remaining on it. We're going to take big raid damage in 1 second. I want this Schism to hit when that damage comes out. But as I say, I messed it up here. It was a little bit early, and as a result I didn't get the benefit of that. However, the Atonement still did their job, still let me heal up the raids. And then you're back to DPSing. Now at this point you don't have too much to do. You're kind of out of things to cast as a priority. You just want to keep people healthy. Heal the Shadow Barrage targets with atonements, and keep your atonements on the tanks, and keep DPSing. And you want to hit Mana Pot here. Your Dark Revelations coming in 20 seconds, so you want to mana pot about now. Hopefully I'll do it here. And there we go, there it is. So you just want a mana pot so that you have at least some time before the Revelation to get some shields out, because we're going to Evangelism this one with a double Radiance. And you want to make sure you get a decent number of atonements for that. So here we go, I'm going to start ramping up on my shields now. Prioritizing targets with the Shadow Barrage as well. And also shield the targets who are running out, because they won't get hit by your Radiance most likely. So here comes the Radiance, times 2. Evangelism, and Schism. The Schism's nicely timed here. Better than last time. And then you just damage the boss to heal up. Okay, so here we go, we're going to transition now. You can see the boss is casting his Locust, that's signaling him hitting 40%. You've got your Rapture back, you want to cast your Rapture immediately and start shielding tanks and Shadow Barrage targets, as well as anyone who has a lot of stacks of this debuff. Like this Warlock here would be a good target. I'm not sure if I do, but he would be a good target to shield as well. But just try and make the shields not go to waste. As soon as your Rapture ends, you're back to DPSing. You have a free Schism here. Keep your dot up on the boss and keep Solace on cooldown. Now, we're kind of running up to this big bit of damage at the end of this phase, and that's where I'm going to be using my cooldowns. You can see my Evangelism has 40 seconds remaining, and Shadow Fiend has 52, so those are going to come together, more or less. So we want to make sure we have double Radiance for then and enough mana to work things out, but the mana's not an issue, as you see. We've got plenty. So, continue nuking the boss. You can kind of use your Radiances freely here until, well, I can use one more here. You see it's on 40 seconds or so till the Evangelism. And you'll probably have to be dispelling your Death Wishes as well. You can see I'm about to mass dispel here as well. Maybe you won't be doing that if you have a couple of Shadow Priests, I don't know. Anyway, there's not much going on here. You want a barrier for this Death Wish. I'm actually a bit late when I do it, which is a mistake. It's going to go down now. It should have been about 5 seconds ago. But as you can see now, my Evangelism's coming back up. I have my double Radiance just about ready, and Shadow Fiend's going to be ready soon as well. So there's my double Radiance. This is the second one now. There's the Evangelism. And here comes the Shadow Fiend's cooldown. Now the Shadow Fiend should have been used already. It's a bit of a mistake by me not doing this. I probably didn't notice. And I think it's another 2 levels till I cast it. But you want that Shadow Fiend immediately after your Evangelism. But we do have a lot of atonements out here. And the Shadow Fiend should be coming soon. And you just want to full-time damage until they hit the boss now. I hope that was helpful. If you do have any questions about why I did things or any other things that I didn't mention, feel free to ask. And best of luck with your progress.